to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Okay, well, I can't see much, but I'm gonna do what I can. It looks like we have a Gragas jungle versus a Vi jungle, and Gangplank versus Cho'Gath, Vinegar or Vigar versus Cassiopeia, Lucian versus Zaya, and Morgana and Rakan. So the Gragas and Vi are doing the normal clears bot side. They're gonna get a nice little leash. Lucian versus Zaya. Lucian should win early game pretty well, and Zaya should scale a lot more, so hopefully the blue side is looking to win the early game a bit.
I see what you mean, it's very grainy.
Yeah, it's a little grainy since we're not being able to stream from our sides, but it's not. If you make it really tiny, you can see it better. But yeah, so we had our Gangplank's doing just the normal Gangplanky things. He's Q farming as he should.
Zaya already had to pop heal. Isn't that Morgana stun?
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that. Yeah, this Lucian's doing really good with the poke, and oh man, great Morgana stun into the first blood. It looks like, yeah, heal was the only thing that was used bot side for that too.
Yeah, I didn't see this last minute.
I can't tell the farm numbers too well, but it looks like, from what I can see, that Lucian's beating Zaya pretty handily. Mid's pretty even, jungle's pretty even, and I think Gangplank's not doing too hot, but he'll scale really well, and he also has his passive income coming in from any of this poking that he's throwing out there, so I'm guessing the gold deficit isn't too harsh. And ooh, another nice Morgana binding there. And Morgana's Qs are on point. So neither Lucian or Zaya have gone back, never mind. And another binding, wow, this just a little Q magnet. And Gragas is invading, he might catch this Vi. Ooh, nice E flash there. And the smite to secure. So that's 2 kills on the blue side, and oh my gosh, that was a clutch binding there. Just on the tip there. Very nice. So yeah, as we said earlier, the blue side has the bot lane priority early, and it looks like they're doing pretty well abusing their lead. It looks like, gosh, I think mid's even. I can't tell the blurry numbers, but we're gonna ignore that for now. Jungle's Gragas looks like he's behind a little bit in farm, but he got the early kill, so they'll probably pretty close to even. And then Gangplank's having a rough time, but again, it's Gangplank. Or it might be even, I can't tell. It looks like Gangplank has 11 farm, but I could be totally off.
I wish it wasn't so grainy.
So the next game we can pull in the replay files and just follow along, so at least we have something. But yeah, it should be fun. Ooh, another binding, and Lucian pops in with his E, Zaya flashes out, and you have a Gragas behind. Is he gonna throw a Q? Does he? Yep, Gragas gets the Q, but he dies under tower.
Is the game tech gonna get him, or is that minion wave gonna take him down?
Yeah, so Gangplank can... Ooh, the flash auto, and it is not enough.
Rip.
Is he gonna be able to chase him down with the Q, though?
Where's
It
the
looks like
mid lane
Vigar
road?
is following, and yep, they clinched him in the corner, and he got the kill.
The Rakan with the double buffs.
Oh yeah, from that Gragas kill earlier. So it looks like Lucian has a BF sword to Zaya's 2 long swords, so he should have pretty good priority there. However, they're about to reach 6 bot lane, which will be pretty detrimental because the Zaya and Rakan should be able to all-in them pretty easily if they pull it off right with their chain CCs. Looks like, yeah, Gangplank has a Sheen and pretty standard items there. Cho'Gath looks like he's going into Iceborne, or maybe Frozen Heart. They might have changed the item since I played top last. And oh, nice stun. Gragas comes from behind. The ult and almost. Oh, we got him with the Q. Oh, that's a call that Gangplank has, my bad. So it looks like, yeah, Gangplank has a call Sheen. That's another nice binding. It looks like Lucian is 20 farm above, so yeah, another nice binding there. And it's gonna force that Rakan to go back. The Vi and so the Gragas is ahead of the Vi from his 2 kills, but they're still relatively even with items. Vi hasn't finished her second portion of the jungle. It looks like they're about to grab first tower. Another good binding, but doesn't look like they're gonna follow up. I think they're just gonna safely take that tower. Yeah. Ooh, gank top to the Gangplank. He's gonna. Okay, he threw all bot lane. Probably was not paying attention, but unfortunately Gangplank goes down there. There's a nice gank by the Vi and the Cho'Gath. But they also got first blood tower bot lane, so pretty even trade. So it looks like, yep, Cassiopeia is doing a tower dive with the Rakan to back her up, and oh man, she gets the Morgana. Just that early Cassiopeia damage with her E. Pretty insane. It looks like Vigar is going to come down to try to cut him off, but he is not fast enough. It looks like Gragas is going to try to do something. Huh. I did not know his E could go through that. That's pretty nifty. But yeah, it looks like they're just gonna scout each other out and back off a bit. It looks like they're trying to play around that first air drake. Not a terribly important air drake, but blue side is pretty far ahead right now, so they could probably try to do something if they wanted to. It Looks like Gangplank's trailing a bit in farm, but he's playing for the late game with the call. And he also has this passive income coming in, so I believe he is not too far behind. So it looks like we have Gragas coming in to gank the mid lane here. Oh no, he seemed to back off.
Could be a dragon with the 3 bot.
Yeah, we have Gragas. He's about to catch this Rakan, or the Rakan's about to catch him. There's 3 people surrounding the Gragas, and Vi just turns and pops him easy. And oh, Cassiopeia got a solo kill in the mid lane as well. That is not good for the blue side there. The red side is definitely catching up on this one. So both sides have pretty good scaling comps though. Like Gangplank scales really well into the late game, but so does the Cho'Gath with his flash R's that he can throw on the 80 carries. Vigar obviously like scales infinitely with his Q stacks, and Cassiopeia scales extremely well as well. Both of them are just tank junglers, so they scale about the same. So overall, I think the only thing that's missing out is the Lucian definitely doesn't scale as hard as the Xayah, but with how far he is ahead right now, I don't think that's gonna overly matter if they can close out the game pretty fast. It looks like the Gragas is starting drag or gonna start drag. They might be doing it right now. Yeah, but I don't think the red team can contest that too much where they're at. Yeah, they're just gonna finish that up with no contest. It looks like the Gangplank's getting some pretty good poke off on the Cho'Gath, but again, Cho'Gath's just a little tank. He has pretty good sustain. They're gonna try to do something in the mid lane here, but that Morgana is taking a lot of damage and Lucian has to heal her up. Just needs to take that. Yeah, you're gonna get a nice little catch on the Vi there, but Morgana's gonna fall as well. Is a good heal, and oh man, Gragas almost gets caught, and Rakan ults and gets 2 of them. Xayah is coming in with her ult, and it's, I guess they're not gonna get much more, but they got a 2-for-1 on that trade. It looks like Cho'Gath TP'd top, I think, to get his health back up, and he came back with a first item of... shoot, the chasey item. Move fast chasey item, that's what I'm gonna call it. I can't remember the name right now. But it looks like Gangplank hasn't finished his first item yet. Rakan is surprisingly not just first iteming Ardent Censer. It might be because of the recent nerfs to it, but that is kind of surprising. But right now he has Merc Treads and Coin, which is fairly standard alternate build. That Cassiopeia is doing really well. She has 3 kills so far and has finished her first big item. Looks like we're at a pretty good standstill right now. There's not too much to go on. The only big objective that they can push for right now is Herald, but that'd be pretty risky to do considering Gangplank's a little bit behind the Cho'Gath right now. Lucian still has a pretty big CS lead, but the Xayah is playing super careful, and Rakan has just insane amount of heal. It looks like we were doing a fight up top here. Oh, Vi Cho'Gath, Gangplank is playing it safe here. And nope, he's not, but Gangplank might be able to pick one up. And oh, he gets nommed. But it looks like Vigar's coming to follow up as well. And I don't think much is going to happen there. And we have Morgana getting jumped on by Rakan, Xayah, and Cassiopeia, and she's going to go down. So overall, it looks like a 3 for 2 in favor of the red side. The red side is bringing it back up. I believe they're only like 100 gold down or something. It's not much considering how much they were earlier. It looks like they're going to go ahead and push in that bot lane tower and get their first tower of the game.
Blue team.
So Xayah still hasn't completed her first big item yet, and Lucian has one, and oh no, Xayah just backed and completed it. So it looks like they're relatively even, but this Cassiopeia looks like she's gonna get dived on, and she's just gonna go down. 4 people bot versus 1 Cassiopeia, not much she can do there. Now it looks like Gangplank's gonna get some good damage on the top tower, and getting a little fight in the jungle. Looks like Vi's gonna get stunned up, and she's gonna get popped by a Vigar ultimate. Rakan's gonna get into some trouble, but he's gonna pop away because he has more dashes than I can count. Vi's gonna throw down a stun. Rakan is not in a good place, and he goes down. Looks like they're going to be focusing for that inner bot tower, and it's going to go down.
Gangplank's just farming away.
Yep. As a Gangplank should. He's almost completed his call, which will give him a pretty good jump on gold income. And he has the Triforce, which is his first core, I believe. So he should be able to. Oh man, a good binding from Morgana, and they chain it into the Vigar stun, and she goes down. That is a pretty brutal combo. If anyone lands CC, they have a ton to follow it up. And oh man, Gragas misses his E, but it looks like, oh, Lucian almost, man, there's some low HPs on both sides there. But it looks like nothing more is going to come up from that other than the original catch. So one thing Gangplank's definitely done really well is he's gotten pretty decent farm with his passive, and the fact that he's been getting beat up pretty well, but he's also kept Cho'Gath from responding to very many of these fights. And Cho'Gath brings a lot of CC, so by the time Gangplank gets relevant, he's going to outscale this Cho'Gath, and so he'll be able to come in a lot faster, or he's going to come in about the same speed as this Cho'Gath, and they'll both be about the same relative impacts. Rather than his Cho'Gath, if he was able to leave earlier, he would have had a lot better impact than a Gangplank doing barrels without a Triforce. So he's done a pretty good job of keeping Cho'Gath where he's at. It looks like they're trying to set up for this next dragon. Doesn't look like red team's looking to contest, but doesn't look like blue team's starting yet either. So red team can see that Lucian's bot right now, so if they really wanted to, they could probably force something. And, oh, well, Morgana lands a Q, pretty good disengaged. And it looks like they're going to start dragon. We'll see if blue team decides that they want to engage, or if they just want to let Gangplank take the top. It looks like, yeah, they're not going to be able to stop the dragon, but they are going to engage. Lucian gets ulted by Vi, and he's trying to peel for himself, but there's a Rakan and Vi right on him. Morgana is just gets stomped by the Cho'Gath, and it looks like Lucian got some Gragas back up, took out Vi and Rakan. Gangplank is going after the Xayah and Cassiopeia, but he gets stunned up, and that looks like all she wrote. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the blue team this time, but Gragas is still going. He gets grounded by the Cassiopeia, and we have Veigar, and oh my gosh, Veigar just blows up the tanky Cho'Gath there, and Gangplank cues the Cassiopeia. It is 4-for-1 in favor of the blue side, and they also get mid tier 1 tower. That is a unfortunate circumstance for red team to be in right now. It looks like they're gonna shove for the tier 2 inner as well, mid. And I don't think red can do too much against that. No, they'll take that and probably peace out. Oh, they'll grab red buff on the way out, I guess. Yeah, it looks like they rotated to get topside tier 1 as well. I don't think they're going to have much of a resistance for this one, but they do have a lot of gold sitting on them right now, so it's going to be pretty bad if they have to do another all-out fight. But this Cho'Gath gets caught up with Morgana binding, followed by a Morgana R. There's not much he can do against that. Rakan tries to save him, but he just gets himself in a sticky situation as well. And he gets popped by the Gangplank. Cassiopeia tries to follow, but gets Morgana queued, and it doesn't look like there's much they can do about that one. 2 down on red side. And oh my gosh, lands another Morgana Q and she's just gone. Looks like they're going to stick around to try to grab the tower here. There's pretty long respawn timer, so they shouldn't have too much of an issue. That Gangplank's coming in with a half health barrel for that Vi. And she gets another binding, and Lucian's follow-up is just going to take her out. Veigar looks like he's zoning the Xayah with his little E. And Cho'Gath is TP'd behind them. He's going to try to get a flank going on, but he gets landed by a Morgana binding, and he just gets turned on. This Gangplank is dealing some good damage to him. And Gragas lands a nice R on Cho'Gath to back him up, but it looks like they're just going to try to disengage, but Gragas is not having it. Morgana lands a binding on Rakan, and he is gone. And it looks like they're going to stay for another tower. Their gold on these carries must be big, but they still have the numbers advantage. They're going to split it with a 3-2 to try to put some pressure on both of the towers here. But it looks like red team's doing a pretty good job of defending it. Ooh, that could have been bad. Looks like Gragas might find himself in a pretty bad situation here. He is surrounded by 3 of their team, and he just eased over the wall and he's out. Rakan might discover him, but he looks like he's concerned about Baron. The next thing blue team probably needs to do is either try to force a Baron or make a nice little catch, because I don't think they'll be able to siege against a Xayah and a Cassiopeia very easily. They might be ahead far enough to dive, but it'd be pretty risky if they don't pull it off pretty well. So right now they have pretty good vision coverage of Baron. They could probably do that and try to rush it if they wanted to, but Gragas is currently in base, so might not be the smartest idea. It looks like they're trying to set up for a nice bushwhack here. See if they can catch someone face checking while they wait for Gragas to come back in range. But it looks like red team is not terribly interested in getting a ton of vision. I think they've been caught a few too many times. Ghana lands a Q bind on Rakan, but not too much follow up there. It looks like they're gonna go ahead and start Baron. Gangplank gets chunked a little bit by it, but he heals up with his orange. It looks like the red team do know that they're doing it, and they have to go ahead and secure that pretty easy Baron. But Rakan tries to jump in, Cho'Gath to secure the R, but with his R, but nothing really happens from that. Cassiopeia is gonna get chased down, I think, yeah, and it just leaves the lone Xayah to defend against the 5 members of blue team. This should be a pretty rough push, if not the end of the game for the blue team. Lucian flash gets a couple autos. I think Xayah flashed away as well. And try to get the bottom inner tower as well. And they should. There are 4 members of red team up, but it looks like Vi gets caught by Vigar's stun. She just goes down. Xayah is putting some good damage on Lucian. He's pretty low, and he just walks out. Rakan straight on him though, and looks like he'll survive that too. He's got some good peel from all those stuns walking around. And Cho'Gath tries to get to him, and he falls down as well due to a Vigar stun. Cassiopeia gets the kill on Gangplank, but it looks like she might get chased down by Gragas. And that should be the end of the game for blue team. Yeah, Cassiopeia gets another unfortunate series of events. And that will leave blue team with the win on this one. It's very well played from both sides.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in next time for week 4 of the RPL Championship League.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think there's one more game, so stay tuned just a little longer. Okay, I'm gonna pull down the game as well. I actually got to see some. I tried to pull it in last game.
I'm supposed to bring in someone to the call. Where is he?
You could also probably watch the stream as long as there's not a delay.
There.
If this isn't for you, like, no worries.
I mean,
Apply simply, understand.
Awesome. Welcome to game 2.
Alright, so we got the Rift Ragers versus Tides Pods for the second match.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yep, it looks like it's a Jin Morgana bottom lane, Orianna mid lane, Jarvan jungle, and Cho'Gath for the blue side. Red side we have a Gangplank top, Gragas jungle,
30 seconds.
Vigar
until
mid,
minions
Draven bot, and a Braum support. So we have another similar top lane. It looks like Ori and Draven are gonna have a little spat there.
Always love that Draven skin. So nice looking.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. That and the Riven championship. I don't know. All the championship skins look pretty nice.
Alright, so we got a nice leash going. Orianna with that crit on the Veigar.
It looks like, yeah, everything's going pretty standard right now. Nothing too fishy is happening.
Morgana stun's always on point.
Yeah.
Still the same matchup from last game. Went pretty well for the blue side. See if the red side can pick it up this game and hopefully make it standard. Draven going in hardcore.
Yeah, the
That
Draven
Morgana
looks like he
stun.
got caught out a bit. Yep,
First
the
blood.
first blood definitely goes to the Jin there.
Has disconnected.
It looks like Draven DC'd. Yeah, it looks like the Gangplank took a little bit of damage there.
Morgana stuns again with the crit.
It looks like there's a gank top lane, but bottom lane's also just having at it. And that Draven is fairly low.
What was that?
Yeah, they got pushed off pretty hard there.
One full. Ooh, the
Oh,
blast and the
man.
heal.
Double flash out there, and no one died. Wow, that was a
Got really
play
lucky.
there. Yeah,
A Draven heal seal.
that was clutch. Yeah.
Wow.
It looks like the Gragas is ganking that Cho'Gath. That Cho'Gath is getting pretty low, but it looks like he's gonna be okay. He turns around to use his Vorpal spikes, but yeah, it looks like they just have to walk away from that.
Ooh, the flash.
And the
Oh,
and
he
the-
gets away.
man, flash for flash, that goes kind of against the Orianna there, because a flash on a jungler is definitely not as important as a flash on a mid laner there. We'll see if their Veigar can follow up on that later. That Draven and Braum are pretty low to be playing that far up. We'll have to see if something happens there. It looks like, yeah, not too much crazy's happening right now. Morgana's trying to get a binding off, but it looks like she's, oh man.
Oh, he barely gets away with that Braum shield.
Man, yeah, that Braum shield just blocks so much damage. He has a sliver of health. Holy cow. I don't think Jhin has his flash up, or he could definitely just flash through that. He does not land the W.
Through my work, you shall transcend.
Oh, it looks like there's a gank. Oh, wow.
Oh, that flash. Greg is coming in. There's a lot of sword. Oh.
Oh, he just finds that Jarvan, yeah.
Jhin.
Yep. And yeah, there's just fighting that one out.
Clean shield by Braum.
Yeah, but that, I'm very surprised that bot lane is doing so well. They did not have good luck early on.
Yeah.
But Braum is just a lifesaver there.
Living somehow.
Yeah.
So low.
I mean, Draven can play pretty much however he wants. All Braum has to do is jump over, toss his little shield. Jhin can't really get to him. Yeah, just like throws his shield up. Good luck, Jhin. Yeah. It's like Jacob with bottom lane too, or just a lot of fighting. Oh yeah, Draven looks like he picks up a kill, but goes down as well. The Orianna room.
Barely living, holy. Oh.
That was a clutch barrier there, but wasn't enough to counteract that Veigar ult combo. Looks like there's some fighting going on with two tanks, you know, a little wet noodle fight. But oh, the Cho'Gath flashed.
The plant. They evolved. Gameplay drums. Ooh, still gets the kill.
Oh wow. Botlane's going ham. Looks like blue side barely walks away from that one. But there's some action going mid lane too.
This bronze shield. Oh,
He finally goes down. They finally were able to burn through it.
comes gameplay.
Oh man.
Barely lives, as usual, those potions.
This game has had a lot more close saves than most games.
Ooh, that flash right around it. The Jin does not make it with the Veigar ult.
Pretty sure Veigar just had to walk up and press R to clutch that one. Yeah, man. Every Morgana we've seen so far has just been completely clutch with their Qs.
Look at that, still lands it.
It's definitely something they might want to think about banning these next matches. Like, it seems deadly. And man, there's just a cluster down. And it looks like all of blue team is, or yeah, all of blue team is just gonna fall, and they get first tower now as well. So that was a huge play for red team there. That really burst them in the lead there. Getting first tower along with like, I think it was 3 kills there. Looks like Veigar is going to be getting some good damage on the mid tower, and Orianna was, I think, chasing her blue there. Grabbing her blue. Yeah. Unfortunately, Gangplank had to use all for that, so now he doesn't get that global for their next fight, but looks like red team should be okay. They're pretty ahead bot lane right now. Draven has like 14 more farm, I think, than their Jin right now, and he has a full item plus booze, so Jin just has his first item.
And the plant, what makes him walk away.
Yeah, but it looks like they're gonna trade mid tower for that one there.
Hopefully worth for red team.
Those towers give you a lot more gold than you think. And they're also up 1 kill, so red team's just quite a bit ahead right now. We'll see what they do with it. It looks like they're pinging for dragon. Yeah, it looks like they will go ahead and start. I don't think blue is gonna contest it, or red's gonna contest it, but
And the plant saves him again for the Jin ult. And blocks the shot.
yeah, so they just gotta walk away pretty clean for that dragon there. Jin burned ult for it, but
And the flash
It doesn't look like we can pick up too much more there unless the Ori goes too far out, but...
Raven dives for it? Oh. Raven killer though.
Well, it looks like they're gonna have to walk away with Dragon and their support kill.
Raven's going for it. Just get some damage off on it.
Yeah. It's very smart for him to walk away. I just noticed their Vigar is 5-0-2, so he is really far ahead right now. He doesn't have that many items to show for it.
They're still going for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, they have a lot of gold on them right now. If blue team wanted to contest, they probably could, but it looks like they're pretty scattered right now.
Morgana's son, clutch always.
Vigar's just throwing down all of his little safety net there to make sure no one pops around.
What is the cooldown on those snares?
Support Morgana, I think she just basically rushes that 40% CDR. It should be like, probably like 5 or 6 seconds.
Crazy.
It's pretty insane, and then they just last forever if you don't have Merc treads. Oh man, that was quite humorous. So it looks like, yeah, they popped the Rift Herald top lane, but it looks like blue team came in time to stop it. That's pretty unfortunate there, but it looks like they're... Nah, they won't catch him, I don't think. Yeah, as we move... Oh. Good dodges. Should be able to just stroll on out.
Red team's turret has been
Morgana's gonna kill you.
Is he gonna nom him? Yeah, he just noms him and pieces out. I think they got a tower off of that too. Yeah, as we move in the mid game, so red team's team fight is very much a kind of engagey, like surround people with Vigar and get them into. Gonna wait for this fight to end. Gangplank's getting chased down with a few ults there. Yeah. Nowhere for him to really go. But yeah, red teams is really just like kind of put him into the circle with Vigar and Gangplank and Gragas. Just kind of try to get some CC laid down and just chain it. And then they have Braum to disengage, or he could even engage if he really wanted to. Red team kind of has the same strategy.
Vigar just puts out so much damage.
Yeah, that's 6-0-2 Vigar. Luckily this Ori has pretty good shields going on.
She just keeps getting stunned by those.
Yeah, oh.
Still barely there. Oh,
And the kill secure.
There's never anywhere to go when you're in the frickin' Vagar circle.
I know. This is the most frustrating thing.
He just scales so hard.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can just catch him, he pops, he's squishy, but it's hard to get close to him with those stuns. Morgana flashed away. Draven almost gets caught there. That could have been pretty bad.
Ooh, I like how it traveled through the wall.
Yeah, it was a nice Morgana binding though. That could have ended up pretty bad.
Ooh, the Oriole. Red team seems to be getting dominated here. They all
Yeah,
got
that
caught
was-
up pretty bad.
That was an absolutely clutch Oriana ult. She hit 2 of their big members there and they just instantly fell. And that was allowed them to just chase down that Vigar with Morgana to follow up with the CC. And all of a sudden, all of their gold on their side just popped. So we'll see if they can get much off of this, but that definitely helped them with the gold lead. But But yeah, blue team is very much, if they get a pick, they should be able to chain their CC. They have an Orianna, a Morgana, Q, Orianna ult. Cho'Gath can land a Q if Morgana lands a Q. So it has great follow-up. Oh, and Jin's W can also follow up with that pretty easily too. So both teams have pretty good catch potential. I would argue that blue team might even have better, but if the Draven can keep his axes caught, he should outdamage their Jin. So it'll be very interesting to see how some of these fights go down, because both teams have just an insane amount of CC just funneling out there.
Next is Dragon's up. I wonder if he's gonna go for it this way.
Yeah, it looks like red just snatches that one. Not much of a...
Another Jin ult wasted.
Yeah, it looked extremely similar to the last dragon, but
Ravens might get caught there.
it looks like Draven was trying to flank him.
And the flash.
Does not look like Draven was where he wanted to be there, and it looks like Orianna was able to pick up their jungler as well, so... Oh wow. Yeah, so this is where blue teams like engage and pick potential really start to shine. I mean, Draven had a flank there where he was able to just be completely turned around on, but that's partly into the fact where Gragas is really their only engage. So if Gragas can't get to him to back up the Draven's flank, they just can't really do that much. And then with Jarvan, Cho'Gath, and Orianna's CC, they just you can't do much if you're CC'd the whole time. Yeah, and I think, oh no, Cho'Gath's ult was down, never mind. It's like you can just nom that. They have an easy secure. That's one thing about having a Cho'Gath on your team is all the objectives suddenly can get smited at like 1600 if you can time your smite and his R. And no one can really contest those.
Red team seems to be getting more objectives, but blue team just seems to be pulling off the team fights better.
Yeah, red team has 4 towers to blue team's 2, but we'll see if that changes with their Baron pickup. I think they're pretty even in gold. Red team might be behind just a tad, but they have a lot more map control with their towers that are down. Looks like blue team's coming in to try to pick off this Draven.
Red side left.
Yeah, that'll make sure Draven doesn't get caught out. It looks like both sides are, oh no, they're all hovering top side though. But Cho was splitting bot with Gragas following, so I mean, I guess there's no thing to TP to anyway, so it doesn't matter who shows up. There's no objectives coming up, so we'll see who wins these fights. So we have a lot of potential picks. Gangplank burned his ult top to see if he could get anything down, but looks like no one felt like they could pull the trigger. Cho'Gath is just pulling this Gragas.
It's just so tanky.
Yeah.
Even with the Baron.
And the Jarvan just jumps in, ults, but he gets ulted by the Veigar right back. Ooh. they were able to turn that fight really well. The Jarvan had a pretty good engage, but it looks like the rest of his team just wasn't there to follow up, and then he fell by the Vigar ult, and they were just able to just straight up turn that because all of a sudden it turned into 3v4, and their carries just did not have to back up.
Just kill the Jhin instantly.
Man, that is some low people though. If Jhin could have like, if he would have got off a lucky Q, he could have popped 2 of them potentially with his bounces, but that's unfortunate. So yeah, Red just keeps pushing their tower lead. They're 5 towers to Blue's 2 right now, and that's really gonna hurt their map control. And that's a lot of gold extra on Red Team. Red Team's actually ahead even though they're down in kills because of their 5 towers and their 2 drags. Red Team also has a pretty substantial CS lead in most all of the lanes as well, which puts them pretty well ahead. But Blue Team arguably has a better team fight if they can pull it off, because they can chain pretty good CC with Jarvan, and Cho'Gath could theoretically just one-shot Vigar or Draven if he gets off his R with just a little bit of extra damage. So we'll have to see how these fights go. I still think they could go either way, even with the deficit. Cho'Gath has to flash away there. That's a nice binding. Man. Yeah, Jarvan just wreaks havoc, but that Vigar is just so fed that it doesn't matter. He just gets wrecked.
He hits so hard. It's like, I swear,
Yeah.
300 damage per auto sometimes.
They've just kind of got to the point where their carries are so fed that the blue team's tanks can't last long enough. Ooh, it looks like the Ori had a pretty good burst on the Jhin there, or Draven there. He ends up going down, but they still pull the dragon off the end of that fight.
It's 3 dragons for them.
Yeah, that Elder is going to be extremely important when it comes up. Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been Zanya's or Banshees out from. Oh, there's Zanya's on the Vigar, never mind. But with all the dive potential, that's definitely a big priority. Now that he has it, there's very little chance for him to die very easily. They'll have to play their cards extremely right to catch him. But both of the carries on the red team just have a ton of kills and really good farm, so there's not a lot that blue team seems like they can do.
Let's just hope no one gets caught out.
Yeah, it's gonna be very much on the big ults there. Yeah, Morgana just, man, she got like 2-shot. This is where having almost all of your kills on your 2 carries just really makes it hard to win. Like, blue team's only behind 1 kill, but they have their kills spread pretty even. Got some good damage down on that Braum though, but
Indeed, he always just barely works.
yeah, there's too much slows and stuns going down. Cho'Gath could not get to ult him.
They could just push an end if they have a really good team fight, especially with the Baron buff.
Yeah, they might be able to push an end regardless, because Chirguth has a pretty long kill timer on him right now. They have good wave clear.
Gets anyone under that stun, he's dead.
Yeah, but Jarvan's getting pretty tanky there. Yeah, they just have such a big line for that Draven that there's, you know, they went all for that Vygar, but then Draven was just able to dish out too much damage and they had to turn back before anything terrible happened. I mean, I guess Morgana did get caught, but I think they can survive that one. Yeah, so at this point, blue team's just kind of got to react and just hope that red team screws up, maybe, you know, mispositions, and they're able to just make a catch and get some headway, because right now they're on the back burner here. Jordan is going a pretty supporty role right now. He has that Knight's Vow to throw on someone. Don't know if he's used it yet though, I can't see. But don't know who is on, but that's a pretty common thing for tank junglers to do nowadays. It's a sad day for junglers when they have to build support.
Sometimes it really works out in the end.
Yeah, and even on the tower, they just have too much damage. You just can't do much to defend against it when you get two shot. Yeah, this will probably be the end.
Poor Morgana just getting chased down.
Yeah, unfortunately, their carries got so far out of hand they just couldn't do much against it. When your Draven can two-shot most anyone on their team, there's not a whole lot they can do to stop it.
Just trying to clear the waves.
Yeah, they might be able to stall it out for one more push. It looks like the death timers weren't long enough for them to end. It looks like they're backing off, but Draven might have other ideas. Or he just wanted that turret. That is huge because that is their biggest damage source. And, huh. Yeah, Gangplank joined the fight and it just kind of collapsed on blue. They got a great catch on Draven, but they couldn't kill the Vygar before he got back up, so unfortunately it just kind of went downhill. Yeah, that's their fourth dragon, I think. That's their third ocean too. They have some pretty insane generation right now. But yeah, blue team's base is pretty wide open. They still have their mid enter or inhib, but that's about it.
team fight by red team should definitely end the game though.
Yeah, whoever. I mean, if somehow blue team can survive it, they might be able to get back in. A lot of their teams catching up. Draven seems like he's full build, so at this point, if they can just stall out till they can get some more full builds, there's not much more up that red team can go. But with 2 inhibs down, that'll be pretty tough. Jarvan just dropped. I didn't even see it hardly. It was a great Orianna ult, but just not enough to turn the tides. She thinks she got like 4 members in it. Draven just going ham.
Oh, the Ori shut down though.
Yeah, she's doing her best with that minion wave though. I think there's not much she can do.
Definitely
Oh.
good job, though.
It's a good way for Draven to end it. And that was a good game from both teams. It went up and down a lot. Very entertaining. Well played, guys.
All right, now, thank you so much for joining us, and tune in next week for week 4 of the RPL Championship League.